First, a disclaimer. If I am to be brutally honest, I remember, I think I was just out of college. Not sure. I remember investing in a tub of pure protein. Was it pure protein? Some Evox. For whatever reason, I still don't know. See, the gains that I made of that Evox weren't much at all, to be honest. I feel like I was much better off actually eating food. Actual food. But there was something about that tub that made me not want it anymore, not want to invest in it ever again. Apart from the obvious price. Wasn't that much, to be honest. But I paid quite a bit for nothing, in my opinion. Now you'd go to Discount, you'd find at least a full aisle, and end up taking an aisle, a full aisle of a different range of supplements, all pure proteins, mass ballers, meal replacements, BCAAs, all those fancy stuff. But it's like, with all those options, how do all of them stay in business? I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, why does the range exist? Why are there so many options if all you need is one result? Is one better than the other? No. Very slim chances of that. I think there are people that are, well, there's a different type of person that they're all marketing to. Some people would prefer buying the most prestigious, the most expensive. There's a group of people that would prefer buying the cheapest. Some just looking for the most protein within a product as well. The most bang for your buck, they would call it. It's a bit funny if you ask me. Point is that all those supplements need to make money. All those companies need to make money somehow. We'll get to that back to that in a bit. See, it's all meant to replace something. All meant to optimize your diet as if that's possible without food. Somewhere someone thought that they wouldn't make enough money off actually selling food, eggs, meat. So they thought, let's make something in a concentrated form, put a label on it, even though those labels are only checked by those companies, those specific companies. The FDA doesn't care. The larger policemen, for lack of a better word, the food police would actually don't care. They don't have any interest in food supplementation or in policing it, which should be the first red flag, but okay. There are concentrates, your mixtures of supplementation that are being distributed by people who get to test their own stuff. And we know very well how often those labels are lied about. But I guess that's the attraction. That it's easier. It's easier to ingest because now you can turn it into a shake, you can drink it. That probably stems from some Rocky movie or some over masculine movie where some dude threw a bunch of eggs into a glass, didn't bother to stir it, drank it up. Everybody thought that's the business. That no, it's not. No, it's not. People like dopamine. People like an easy thing, a shortcut. Now I don't have to chew all that meat. Now it's not going to get stuck in my teeth. Now I don't have to floss. It's easier. Dopamine is so addictive. It's like an escape from reality, an escape from having to do the things that people used to do. Wow, cheapest. Have a look at this. There. What you should be doing is looking at the proof. How many people do you see actually making gains of protein? Most of them are all just suddenly training harder for whatever reason. Now there's more motivation in the supplement. They can most of them are, as I said, most of them are training harder because there's a motivation to use the supplement, make the most of their money that they've invested. But if you actually took note, you watched them a bit further, you would notice that when they stop ingesting those proteins, when they stop taking all these supplements, most of them tend to shrink a bit. I'm speaking specifically of those that go to the commercial gyms, get a bit buff, thinking now they are more intimidating, and as a result ending up with a dependency. I don't think that's quite funny, to be honest. A dependency on a supplement. It should be a bit disturbing, actually. See, all those supplements, they need to make money, obviously. All those companies need to make money. And to keep making money, you have to sort of, in essence, create an addiction. An addiction to the brand. How do they create an addiction, you may ask? First, because they can lie on the label. They can make it taste better. They could add more sugar if they wanted to. and get away with it. I mean, it's not like you're not gonna drain the sugar off. It tastes a lot better. And if you know anything about addiction, sugar is hella addictive. There are other things they can add to those supplements as well. I was speaking to my physio not too long ago about a few rugby players that had to get kicked out for anabolic trying to find a better word. It's not a better word. Anabolic steroids, if I may say. Anabolic steroids within a supplement. They were like, we're not taking anything. Probably were, but some were so convinced that they weren't injecting themselves, they found it actually in the supplements themselves. I don't know where that article is now. I'll probably find it, probably load it up on here. And that's just the start. They literally don't care when they need to make money. They will do anything. They will add anything. Anything that won't get noticed too much though, obviously. Logically though, without thinking that winter could come around, it could start raining, and your options might dry up. You'd look it out and you'd be left with one choice. You'd have to rethink your priorities. Your priorities being the money that you invested in those supplements. When you're forced to rethink that, let's see if I can work my way across here. Probably could not. Let's have a look through anyway. When you're forced to rethink your priorities, you are in a situation now where you have to dump the supplement for whatever you're on and revert back to food. That forces a very sticky situation then. Gooseberries? No, it's not. People still walk across here. So when they stop, they obviously end up shrinking. But you got to think as well that that's often not all that they are taking. For me, logically, I personally prefer to stay far away from it, because it just doesn't make sense why I would just someone I have never met in my life with a compound mixture of something that is assumed to be very helpful for me, that only they can test. Logically, it doesn't make sense for me to go and invest again in something that the company itself is not liable for if anything goes wrong. Quite a nice little shortcut they have going there as well. Because it counts as a food supplement, protein supplements in particular, because it counts as a food supplement, it's not really policed, as I said. And when that happens, you have an open door for many issues. Never mind the many side effects that people run into. Never mind that this is now a supplement that you are taking, that you have to think about as a lifelong thing. Because that's apparently the cause of your gains now. That's the reason you have gains. Medal or something. Scored. Gained some weight. A few centimeters in the right places. And boom. As long as you hold on to that hand, it's going to serve you. But the moment you let go of it, it's going to give you a reason to return. That's business, though. Once you let go of us, you will have to suffer the consequences. I don't see what's wrong with food, though. Like if you really appreciated the potential, the possibility of making real gains, wouldn't you appreciate actual food as well? Perhaps not. Maybe that's why people are so eager for the shortcut. And that's the point of consumerism. Yeah, that's the point of consumerism, though. People need to make money. Yeah, that's the point of consumerism, though. People need to make money, though, right? Give people the idea that they have a choice. It's like Coke and Pepsi. Give people the idea that they have a choice. I wouldn't put it past, I haven't done so much research on the topic, though. I wouldn't put it past any of them that they are owning multiple companies. Multiple supplement brands are owned by a few people. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Give people the illusion that they have a choice, so that they make one, and they feel that they essentially had freedom in the process. Who are you trusting? Whose hand are you shaking when you take something like that? Who are you essentially handing over your health to? Who are you giving permission to modify your body? Why? And what is being used to modify your body? How many people are able to test their own supplements? That's another good question. Hardly any. But this is about protein, and my personal choice not to call it a waste. What does it serve? It serves as a replacement for actual food. Can you replace actual food, though? It's kind of like vitamins. People don't eat their veggies, suddenly start taking vitamins. Again, this dependency. How long are you going to take that for? For the rest of your life? imagine those people imagine the few that have been taking protein for decades. All those supplements for decades. Then when they are 70, 80 years old, their body starts to... Well, they stop training first, and their body starts to take a bit of a... not a hit, a loss. I guess you can call it a hit as well. That loss becomes a bit more dramatic when you suddenly make the shift from decades of ingestion towards now I can't take it anymore for whatever reason. Their bodies essentially go to shit. Some people survive. But really though, look at the people that aren't recovering from, that don't have options left, that are... Look at Ronnie Coleman. That's not a good sight. That's not comforting, that's not promoting the lifestyle. That's not promoting anything good about it. Essentially, what should be promoted is a long-term option. Something you can do for the rest of your life, if that's even available. That's why I'm not a major fan of diets. Dukan diet, prisoner diet, high protein diet, high fat diet, high carb diets. I'm being basic, but you know what I'm referring to, right? These all create some form of dependency. When essentially you should be able to take something, make a gain and say, this is fine being within my life. Taking pills like your life depends on it. Or would you rather invest in something that actually upgrades you in such a way that you can actually walk away with something, walk away with gains and no side effects? Can you invest in something that won't get you in trouble as a professional athlete? Or is there something that you're going to invest in that makes you so dependent on it that the moment you stop, people start asking questions? I don't like the idea that people are made to be so dependent on something. I don't like the idea that people are given diets and told to follow them for the rest of their lives. I don't like the idea that people are given medicines, supplements, and are forced indirectly to stick with those supplements, those medicines, those diets for the rest of their lives. There's no sense in that dependency. It nauseates me, actually. Make the switch, man. guess that's where I become a bit different. Switching to my brand of fitness. It's promoted as an upgrade. You come, you get your gains, you leave. Moment over. Don't stay with me for the rest of your life. Anything that makes you dependent should make you ask questions in the first place. Think of a nice example, if I may indulge. South Africa experiences what we call load shedding. Think of what it's like for most people going through that little experience, that little few hours of nothing, no entertainment, no electricity. Think of what it does to people. How edgy they get because they can't now look at their phone, because they have no internet available. They can't switch on the TV, they can't heat up something to eat. Shows how dependent we've become. Essentially, you'd make the smarter choice. The smarter choice would be independence. But that's your call, right? Blessings.